Welcome back, family, to another letter home to Widener's Valley. Last episode, we read Oscar's first letter to his father, and also the first letter we have after his arrival in Europe. In this episode, we'll read the first letter we have to Myrtle from France, which contains nothing about his arrival, so it does indicate that he must have sent an earlier one to her that has since been lost to time. After his arrival in France, Oscar and his unit experienced a level of hurry up and wait typical to the military experience. First, he was transferred to the 304th Infantry Regiment, itself part of the 152nd Infantry Regiment, which in turn was then assigned to the 76th Infantry Division. Both the 304 and the 152 were classified as depot brigades, units intended as replacements to be sent to the front lines as casualties of trench warfare climbed. The only thing standing between Oscar and the machine gun sights of German soldiers were the lives of the men already within them. The American Expeditionary Forces, or AEF, had, by the time Oscar arrived, had been tempered by combat over the course of the past year into a modern battle-tested army. American doughboys had started arriving at a rate of 10,000 per day by June of that year, providing the numbers for General John Blackjack Pershing to launch American-commanded campaigns against the Germans. Shortly before Oscar departed Camp Lee, Pershing launched the successful Battle of St. Mihiel, which involved over 500,000 American soldiers. It was followed by the Meuse-Argonne offensive, a campaign that was underway just beyond the horizon from Oscar as he wrote Myrtle. The campaign began on September 26 and would not end until the armistice on November 11. If Oscar were to be called to the trenches, it would be for this ongoing battle to reclaim French territory. While shells and bullets were an ever-present concern for any soldier, Oscar faced an equally dangerous threat behind the lines, in the form of something small and insidious, the Spanish flu. Over 60,000 Americans died in service from non-combat related incidents, and the primary cause of death was the flu. A first wave in spring 1918 that originated at a military camp in Kansas spread through the military network of bases and camps, along with entering the cities, and was also carried to troops overseas. It was actually relatively mild. The second wave that began in August and reached most military bases, including troops in France, by the end of September, was far deadlier. As an example of its quiet lethality, a large parade in Philadelphia that had been attended by over 200,000 Philadelphians to support the war effort resulted in the death of over 12,000 people, and it served as a mass spreader event. In his letter to Myrtle, he mentioned none of these things, and instead shared more about the foreign land he had been called upon to defend. On October 21, 1918, Oscar wrote from Chateauneuf, France, Mrs. Myrtle Widener, my darling wife, tonight I will write you a few lines to let you know I am well. I wonder what my little girl is doing tonight. Having a good time, I guess. I've not done anything today. I went nut hunting this morning, and I got several English walnuts. There's lots of the trees in this part, and I went down in town this evening. It is some town. I'll tell you, all the houses are made of stone, and all the people think of is their wine. They drink wine for water. It is a pretty country, and they have nice stack. If they knew how to farm it, it would be a good country. Well, darling, I will write you some more tonight. This is Wednesday, and I haven't gotten my letter finished yet. I've not done anything this evening. I was down in town this afternoon. I was at the Catholic church and out in the cemetery. And it is one church and cemetery. I want to tell you there is 3 bells on that church. There was to be a burying there. I saw the vault. They bury some in vaults. We get Wednesday afternoon and Saturday off. I've been in 3 camps since I came to France, and I don't know when I'll leave this place. Well, darling, what are you all doing now? Thinking of having a big Christmas, are you not? What is Becky doing now? Tell her I think I will go in a day or so up and get the Kaiser. Did your Uncle Joe find him a place in sunny Tennessee? Do you remember what I told your Aunt Cassie about going back to see her in 6 months? Where am I now? Well, dear, I'll close for this time and write soon. I will try and do better from now on, so give my love to all. From your soldier husband, Private Oscar Widener. Next time on Letters Home to Widener's Valley, we continue to hear from Oscar as he waits to see if he'll be called to the front and asks about things at home. Thank you as always for the ongoing support and help of my lovely wife. Take care, family, until the next letter home.
I am thinking most of you while